Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tenderfoot Tactics. We have made ourselves a little paradise, a little safety in this horrible fog-ridden island. And we're still quite... Oh hey, there's Baylor right there. We should get that. We're still quite far away from that fragmentary memory, which I assume is where we're supposed to be going to. Also, this is not a natural position for a bird to just hover in. I'm not an expert on aerodynamics or anything, but I don't think this is how you bird. So I guess we should probably, on the whole, be headed that way. But first, why not get distracted by a single plant that we can see over here? Man, the fog does sort of just give the entire area a sense of menace, doesn't it? Let's get ourselves some bay laurel. Is bay laurel a good plant? I don't even remember. What are the stats of bay laurel? It takes no time at all for me to forget things. Okay, nothing. There's no way it's right for these things not to be equipped. Let's... Who's wearing what? We probably want you to have stuff that gives you attack. Okay, this is obviously pretty good, and then we have somebody else who has a blueberry equipped that we can replace with that. Alright. The juniper's not bad. Here, we'll throw the juniper on willow over the marigold. I'm a little torn about this because of the fact that, like, obviously I want offensive stuff on our ranged character, but also, now that willow's the only one who has a reasonable multi-heal, maybe putting attack stuff on them is less than optimal. You know, it's not necessarily going to get applied every turn. I don't know. We'll stick to the plan for right now. So, do we have any idea... How do I look at my maps? Ah, yes, there's a button. If this is where we started... I cannot zoom in, unfortunately. If this is where we started, we definitely went off to another nearby island. We didn't go to the mainland, I don't think. Okay. The answer is I have no idea. I have no idea where that fragmentary memory is on the map. Spooky clouds. I don't like it. Well, we see a resting place over there. I mean, we could just try to clear off more space here. But I guess let's head toward that other resting place. We should try to free as many of those as possible, right? So that we have some options. Oh, hold on now. I was not trying to make landfall there. I just lost control of the boat. Again, it gets real slippery once you get moving. I would love to get some XP. So if we pull you, we'll get into a relatively difficult encounter. We could just run forward, grab the plant, and run. My concern is that these guys are close enough to the plant that I don't think we make the distance and then get away in time. And while I do want the XP, I certainly don't care much about more blueberry. So that's just as difficult. But also, there's a nice safe little area in the middle here. I mean, it looks like this island's not very large, and we probably want to be on the shore on the other side of it. Right, because the memory is... or the resting place is right there. The memory might be on the mainland. I mean, that's an awfully large landmass in that direction, although it's kind of hard to tell at this distance what is monstrous fog cloud and what is actually land. Man, you really get moving in the boat. I wonder if we are going to be at all capable of winning the encounter inside of this place, should there be one. I mean, judging from the amount of fog here, we are deep in the fog, right? Like, I would bet that there is one. Oh, man. That's so creepy, the way we think we see a forest, and yet it recedes as we move closer to it. The graphical design in this game is really good at conveying a sort of like a fairy tale otherworldliness that I'm like just super into. Alright, let's see if we can clear this out. I would love it if we could repel the fog and get some terrain that's a little bit easier to read here. Oh, there's nobody inside. And that did not pull back the fog at all. In fact, this place is very spooky. Alright, well, I guess let's go in the direction of the memory. It's possible that I should have hung around back there and fought a little bit more. I have no idea what we're going to face as we move up here. Also, where are we at level-wise? We have a couple of 3s. Okay, so we're close to unlocking some new classes. I'm very eager to see that. Oh, man. Yeah, this is both like a really cool way of depicting distant forest, and then sort of like resolving into individual trees as you approach, and also just very creepy. Okay, red's got to be worse than orange. I'm suspecting we're going to find ourselves underleveled for this area. Let's head this way a little bit, see if we can find slightly easier combat or get some more XP or something. Okay. I'll do that. Let's rumble. Let's rumble, you very small number of enemies. It probably makes sense for Willow to be here. As far as we can tell, elevation has no effect on ranged attacks, right? Like, it's not harder to shoot uphill, it doesn't reduce your range or anything. So honestly, I think this kind of looks like the best we're gonna get. With the exception of the fact that I want Pascal to be closer. Where is Nyx? Should be over here. Yeah, I guess like this. And then they don't go for a couple of turns. I think I want to let them take their turn before Willow gets Willow's turn, so let's do something like this. Alright, you guys just close up. Actually, that's probably a dead end. We probably can't cross direction changes of that magnitude. We're basically just gonna run forward. You know what? I can actually... I was kind of expecting that we were just gonna position Pascal as a punching bag. I didn't even really do the math, but it's such a small battlefield that we are going to get to throw a useful grenade. I can't wait until we have some characters who have some water creating abilities and we can just use our explosives to dig a big hole and then fill it, dig a big hole directly under the enemies and then just fill it with water. That'll show them. You should move as far as you can. And then anesthetize Pascal, I guess? Oh, right, hold on a second. I was gonna adjust the game sound down a little bit more. I'm just gonna do that now. It turns out, even after I turned it down what I thought might be too much, it was still maybe a little high. We're just gonna give that a little prod. Okay, there we go. I try not to do that stuff during the recording on account of, you know, like, be a professional or whatever, but also, I didn't want to do another whole episode with it being as loud as it was. Yeah, I guess just move up to here. This is fine. And we have ourselves a totally normal attack on... Oh, see, we cannot, in fact, hit the woods... Oh, no, we can't hit the wood switch because I got too close. Never mind. It has nothing to do with the elevation. It also is almost certainly unimportant, right? I'm going to move to here, and then I'm going to hack at this bush to try to make sure that that Quinn can follow. Although I guess Quinn's... The problem for Quinn is going to be getting past his compatriot, not the bushes. Okay, so no, you can jump up this height, at least. I'm kind of curious. Let's see here. Can Nettle use an attack to damage this tree? Nope. Alright. I'm not hugely surprised by that. Let's have Pascal move to here and get that really, really good unnerve. I'm assuming that this guy is going to... this guy's going to get healed in a second, so we're not going to be right on top of killing him, but we'll get there. We outnumber them by enough that it sort of doesn't matter how much healing they have. And in fact... I should probably just finish it off. Finish the job. I was saying maybe we could even ignore him and go after the Woods Witch with Willow. Let's move Willow back to here at least. Now we can run further back on our next turn. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people who are just not going to be able to contribute very much. I guess get up there. So that was... Alright, it looks like there is, in fact, no height difference you can't cross as long as you have the movement points for it. I was thinking that it might be the case that like they just don't let you jump up above a certain height, but it seems not to be an issue. I guess... Do I want you to get this XP? Not really. Like, it's probably not a good idea to have a bunch of level 1s on the team, but I sort of want to push for new classes. No, that's probably dumb. We should probably try to make sure everybody has some abilities and isn't just a level 1 crud goblin first. Boy, you... Yeah, so this is too high a jump, not because of the height, but because of the fact that we don't have enough movement points to actually cross that distance. Alright, you can't really do too much. Well, we move you to here, and we throw a grenade over here. Unfortunately, he's probably just going to heal. Oh no, he chose to go for the attack. Well, that's good news for me. It's less good news in the sense that I do not believe we are going to... I think we're going to have to wait until Pascal's turn to be able to hit back. Just due to the way the terrain has developed. Fortunately, we can do exactly that. Yeah, everybody else is just going to wait. It would be cool if we could get Nettle sort of in the general area. Alright, Pascal, you are the only one who can do this thing. Alright, that was kind of a nightmare. So another rough round stone and some garbage. And we're freeing people and sending them home to Nape. One goblin lost from Nape can finally return home. Alright, so... Nyx is now a Goblin 4 memory. Huh. Wait, is this... How does evolving work? Okay, you could just pick one. Well... We could use another dedicated ranged attacker. I know Nyx already has a ranged attack, but it's kind of a bad one. So, Ice Arrow applies slow, reducing move range. I think we're going to take Ice Arrow here. And then... Did I learn that, or do I have to... It's got the same highlight around it that the things we already know have, so I assume I don't need to put a point into it. And I can change it at any time, I guess. And then we're gonna do this. I'm gonna see what happens. Let's make Nyx an archer. And then over here, if we get Archer 4, we can become a wizard, and there's all kinds of other hidden stuff. Okay. So does that change things very much? Alright, we already knew Ice Arrow. And so all of the skill points we had before are just lost, but we can pick up, we have our memories of our previous class, so we can have one thing from before in our memory slot. That's really interesting. So you don't know... Sorry, without memory, you don't know attack. That's interesting. Well, I guess let's give you Strangle. It's either like Strangle for desperate melee stuff or Anesthetize. Right now you have no melee attack at all. Does your one bow attack? It does have a minimum range. Okay, yeah, let's pick up a melee thing. And I'd rather have Strangle than the other option. And then your deal is gonna be... First Aid? Because Nyx no longer knows... Or no, Nettle's the one who knew First Aid. Nyx was the rogue, that's right. Nettle was the... Okay, that's fine. A little confused there about which goblin was which. Maybe we just take a second grenade? It is a little bit of a shame to have multiple goblins with no ranged attack at all. I think I'm going to do that. So right now you have Amber and Bloodroot, and I think that makes a lot of sense, given what you are now equipped with. Yeah. Okay. And that gives us even more XP here. So another Bloodroot. Alright, like turn right past the big tree, I guess. Game has a real otherworldly atmosphere. Alright, I'm going to keep getting led deeper and deeper into the forest by this trail of consumables. Okay, you look pretty tough. Whatever's over there is glowing in a pretty peculiar way. Things here are not friendly. If we can't figure out a way to... Oh, man. There's even a little bit of like a small shapes always in the darkness thing going on here. Yeah, I'm concerned. Am I outside the fog now? Or is this a different kind of fog within the spookier fog? So that's some shaggy conch. It looks like we can just reach that without upsetting anyone. Let's do that. What are you? Thing looks like an Octorok or something. Or a cool flying skull supported by jets? Well, we suspect this will only be yellow difficulty. I guess let's try it. Yeah, what in the hell is that? So it has a pulse attack that does fire damage. It floats and it will explode on death. Okay. And then we also have a fire archer. And what is your thing? Oh, that's just song. Okay. Plus 5 damage per height advantage over target. Do we get to... We don't get to know how much health they have ahead of time, right? If I'm careful about where I put the mouse cursor before I hold down right click, still no. Alright, so we have 2 people before their first person, and we know we gotta be cautious about brush. Let's have Nyx, the proper archer, right up here, go first. And then maybe Pascal goes too? So let's see. Pascal's going to be able to get to here. We're going to be able to throw a grenade that's going to slightly damage one of them, but not cause any unnerve or anything, so maybe it's not even really a thing to be worried about. Yeah, maybe Pascal doesn't go in the first group of enemies, or in the first group of our guys. We have Nettle. Pascal goes in the second group. So that gives some of them enough time to walk forward. I think we're going to try it like this. Alright, so Nyx has a lot of options here. We can actually shoot a pretty large percentage of the enemy units. We're not going to be able to get any unnerve off, I don't think. No, this tile is one more space in front than it is to the side. We could get an unnerve on this goblin by going here. Doesn't really seem like the most critical thing. We could get 1 point of unnerve on you, which would just push you to right here in the turn order, still before Pascal. So I think this is mostly about damage. Which is to say, who are we shooting? Who do I care most about? I think I'm going to move to here. And then we are going to lay the ice arrow down. And we do now have a skill that creates water, which is cool. Congratulations on your moistness. And then... I can't quite join in. I miscalculated. Well, I think we're in a position here where just, like, damage racing them is probably going to work, right? They don't have any healing. So I'm just going to try to be real aggressive. Alright, that's great news for us. You fool. Just wandering straight into the fire. I really like the fact that like the fire is burning via the tick system, so you have some ability to control. Like if a fire starts near the beginning of your turn, you may be able to move out of it before it does a ton of damage. And there's a lot of really cool stuff about this system. I think we are going to... We're going to press these archers real hard. This seems like a great spot for a grenade. It's a shame it's going to leave that one archer at 1 health. And then I'm going to face this way, actually. So Willow... Oh, no, sorry, cancel. Thank you for letting me cancel. This is definitely a misclick. Willow can just barely get over there and finish the job, and I think that's probably what we ought to do. Let's just remove enemies from the table. Alright, pretty solid unnerving. I also would find it unnerving if a person ran up to me and threw a grenade at the back of my head. That's one of the worst things I can imagine. What would ruin your day more than that? Alright, I am a little nervous about detonates on death, but I think that there's a pretty limited amount that we're going to be able to do about it, actually, so... Alright, we have just sort of offered up a lot of our ranged attackers to them. Fortunately, they are spreading the DPS, which I really appreciate. So... if we move you... like, if I don't move you, we can take a pretty clean shot at this archer, get an unnerve that totally matters. Oh, actually, no, I have to move back for that anyway. I'm too close. Yeah, so I guess move you to here. The other thing I was going to say is... oh, is this not an unnerve? 2, 3... See, I think I'm... if we divide it sort of by the diagonal, I think I'm more to the side than in front. I'm a little surprised to see that we don't get the unnerve on that. Well, I'm still going to hit you, but now it's not quite going to work the way I wanted it to. That's alright, Nettle will have to finish the job. I was hoping to put Nettle in a place where we could do something a little bit different, like, say, go for this, which would actually have would actually rearrange things a little bit. But with that other guy not having been unnerved, unnerving this Ember doesn't actually do anything. So instead, we will create a murder. And then... I think I will just move you into all the XP. Let's go get some healing. That's kind of what I figured the Ember was going to do, so it's not like a huge problem. And then... you don't really have a lot of movement available. I think we could throw a grenade to right here, do some damage to this guy, and single unnerve. It'll be a single unnerve because I'm to the side. It doesn't matter where the grenade lands. But also... we can just do this, and I know that this goblin's not very early in the turn order, but I think just removing an enemy makes a lot of sense. And then you're going to move to here. Yeah, and finishing off wounded enemies definitely is a high priority given the given the amount of healing that enemies have. So unfortunately, the detonate skill does not have a range indicator. I'm gonna assume it's just gonna affect all 8 of the adjacent squares, probably. So probably this is not like the optimal moment to go for that kill, is my point. I think I'm gonna go around this way, and we're gonna shoot at the one that has 4 turns left. We get unnerves on this one, but they're already at the bottom of the turn order, so it doesn't matter. Do I just want a grenade? Grenade here, actually. It's actually pretty significant. Do I hit for more than 39, though, right? Oh, no, I hit for 38, so... Given that that basic melee attack wouldn't get us the kill anyway, may as well do this. Plus, that levels out this terrain a little bit and makes it easier for the people over there to get their swings in. And I'm going to move you to here, facing this way. Try to give myself a little bit of protection against being counter-unnerved. Does Quinn just... I think Quinn just runs up and does this. Quinn does not have a lot of options, unfortunately. But that definitely gives us some control. I mean, why not just finish off the wounded one, right? I suppose there's a consideration that we should just, like, really focus hard on that guy, but... As much as I do think it's important to make sure you bring down enemy healers, the situation is controlled enough here. We're going to be able to kill most of them before they have a chance to be healed anyway. Alright, so can I move you... no, you're very stuck. Well, I guess just... I really want to kill the Ember. This is not this is not a great time for it. I guess we gotta learn, though. We don't actually know what the Ember will do when it dies, like how powerful the detonation is or anything, so I guess let's find out. Okay, that's not too bad. Only 30 points. It lowering the terrain totally does matter, though. So let's see. If we move you to... We can move this way and shoot that guy in the back. I think I'm going to work on the wizard here, though. The healer. Right, I don't think this is very complicated at all. I guess perhaps it is the case that I should have walked around before doing that. But you know what? I can't actually get anywhere that matters anyway. And then Spot's got a very easy kill here. So what was this? This was difficulty yellow? These are not so hard. It's iron ore, a shiny bauble, a glossy orb the size of a child's fist, though made to imitate an old-world relic. Slight thickness and imperfection in the glasswork gives it away as the work of a Noggin curio maker. Is Noggin the name of one of the towns? Oops, that's not what I wanted. Trying to turn the camera a little bit. Yes, I came over here because of this. But, hold on, Pascal leveled up. So, Pascal remembers that he used to know how to flex. And also, he has a multi-attack. Interesting. But we're gonna evolve, right? 'Cause, like, Knight. Polearm requires Knight 5. Ooh, Spell Sword requires... So some of these have multiple... Some of these require you to multi-class. These are like prestige classes. But I kind of want to have a Knight, and I think Pascal is the one that makes the most sense, right? Now we have a much more powerful goblin. So right now you have flex, and that's it. Did you actually not start with an attack? let's pick up Lance. Oh, it is quite a bit less powerful than just raw attack. Maybe he should be Grenade, actually. Yeah. Yeah, let's go Grenade. So he has Grenade and Flex. Weird. It's weird that the knight doesn't start with an attack. I guess the idea is that because you know you're coming from... Excuse me. Because it's not a base class, you know you're evolving from Goblin, you will be able to put an attack in the memory slot if you really want one. Alright, Quinn is satisfied. Quinn loves some... whatever kind of weeds that was. Over there is a spot called Hork. So I veered off course a little bit. Where is our current... That's our current home? No, this is our current home. Okay, the filled in one is the current home. So yeah, I guess head toward the Juniper and then past the Juniper toward the memory. We're just kind of wandering. There's probably a thing we're supposed to be doing here, but I'm just gonna wander a little bit. Take advantage of the weird atmosphere. Boy, it is a bit of a walk though, huh? Maybe we should have gone back to the coast. Oh, okay, careful. I would prefer not to get involved in that fight. Looks like those embers are getting increasingly common out here. We just weave our way between these things carefully. Yeah, we're headed in the general direction. The bird, somehow, through the canopy, sees something of interest. I guess it is orange and glowing. That probably helps. Sort of yellow and glowing. I mean, you think we could just take an orange? We've had trouble with oranges in the past. But we do need to get XP. But, like, I'm really worried about being sent home after we've traveled all this distance. Yo, the fragmentary memory seems like it's very far away, though. Is that a big spooky tree or a big spooky building? Maybe we should just try one of these. We are more powerful than we used to be. I have no idea if the colors are scaling. Like, if as we get stronger, things that used to be orange will become yellow or green. Or if they represent sort of like an absolute measure of difficulty. What are you? You're a weird-looking little guy. Oh, that's just what a wood switch looks like. Okay, they get to go first. Let's have Pascal be over here somewhere. Yeah, we can probably do this. And then... yeah, something like this probably makes sense. This is rough terrain for them, unfortunately. Hey, Nettle. Do you have... 1, 2, 3... No, you do not have a shot, actually. Okay, well, Nettle's gonna just run all the way around over here. Nyx certainly has a shot, and let's get this wood switch. Or maybe we're better off focusing on this goblin because it's easier for everybody else to hit it. Yeah, we should be able to cut that thing down fairly quickly. Oh, right. I'm too close. So it looks like trees and stuff do not really function as obstructions to attack ranges. May as well throw out our grenade. Okay, I don't see any particular reason to pick this up with Pascal, but I do want Pascal to just move out of the way, I think. And, you know, into everybody else's way, obviously. Am I gonna throw my grenade? You know what, Pascal's tough, he can take it. I like that you turn toward a source of friendly fire. Your goblin's like, dude, what the hell? Ah, that was a cunning maneuver. That's right, I'll just run over here and provide first aid for that grenade wound. Alright, no escape for you. Now, unfortunately, I think you're probably, probably not actually going to be able to move into a position to be able to fire anything because there's too much damn undergrowth. Which means that this thing's probably going to get another turn. We're killing very slowly. Actually, Pascal's going to get grenade distance, and I think our grenade is, yes, it is large enough. Alright, so all we gotta do is wander around until we find an enemy who is by themselves. Alright. Roughly this away. Yeah, being deep in the forest is not ideal. I can't see a damn thing. But I do get to ski. That's pretty fun. Doesn't look like there are that many enemies around, and this is just a spooky building. Where's home? How far away is the home marker right now? Oh, hey! Another spirit. I would love to get involved in that. Hork is probably actually a town, right? I did say I wanted to see a town. How far are we... Oh, who knows? Who knows how far we are from that fragmented memory? Alright. We're gonna try this. Sort of like deep orange. And if we end up dead and teleported back home, we'll just be closer to Hork, you know? So one of us gets to go, then 3 of them. I think we want to start our best damage over on this side. So where is... Let's pull Nyx. Oh, you can't select them like that. Pull Nyx over to here. Pull you over to here. And I probably want... I think I want you 2 to go before this guy. So I might actually even reverse these. Alright, and then... We also definitely want the other archer on this side. Nettle can go behind Spot, and Quinn just kind of doesn't have a job. I feel like we have an idea of what everybody else is doing. Alright, so the deal here is we just want to be menacing to their healers. I don't know that we'll necessarily be able to knock their healers out super fast, but it would be good if we could at least put the pressure on them, you know? So you're going to cast a heal there. I was hoping that we might be able to push this guy down enough, like, bait this guy's heal into doing that, and then just push this guy down enough that he dies before he gets his heal off, but I'm not confident that that's actually going to work. That's not a point of unnerve. We do have the other archer going before that Woods Witch does, but it... I don't know, man. I do not believe we're going to kill it before we start seeing more heals coming out. Yeah, this number of archers and healers is tough. Alright, Quinn doesn't really get to do anything of value. But Quinn does get to punch somebody. I guess let's just hit the healer on this side, right? Or is it the archer? It's probably the healer. And then sadly, Nyx only does 32 damage, and so cannot kill any of these things. And this Woods Witch is just going to heal. But I think I still have to attack, even though it's going to be non-lethal, because we have to do enough damage that there will still be some damage on it after it heals in order to be able to kill it before it heals again. Oh, went for the kill instead of the heal. That might well be correct. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more I think it probably is. It really sucks that it feels like Nettle is always one space out of range of whatever would be really important to do. Okay, the fire is not a big deal in this case, at least. So let's see, you can move in here and you can do some damage with a grenade. But again, one space out of range of the thing that actually needs to be done. Well, this unnerve does help a little. So let's see, that guy's about to go... Yeah, I guess facing that knight is the smart play. We're definitely going to get hit in the back real bad, though. Okay, so I wish Willow had any kind of AoE at all, but we do at least get to kill... Oh, and a move. We do at least get to get a kill here. One witch off the table. And that one's not too bad. That's not exactly devastating. This is going to add up to be devastating. Oh! Little unwise there on the fire. Well, I guess I just hit the Woods Witch. So now another single point of unnerve on that witch will bring him down below Nyx for another shot before they get a turn. Although it looks like I may not actually have a good way of applying another point of unnerve there. We gotta figure out, like, do we want Nettle to attack, or... It's probably better I just do a big first aid, right? Since we can't get anywhere near killing anything. That's not great. Alright, so spot, then that archer... this is rough. You attack for 38. I think we better do this. Let's put some pressure on. So now they're out of healing. Unfortunately, they probably can still just race us down. Those fire arrows are super good. If I go here and shoot that archer, I'm not sure I'm going to get even a single point of unnerve. Whereas if I go here and shoot that archer, I definitely will, but I don't know that anybody else is going to be able to back me up on that. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that Nyx is not going to be able to reach here. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. So going down elevation doesn't cost any extra movement. And that is in fact just enough damage for lethal. I guess I had just assumed that descending would have the same kind of cost. Which is not a safe assumption. So, all three of them are about to get their turns. Unless I do something about it. The thing is... So 25 and 28. They don't actually get to kill you if I don't want them to. Alright, I'm gonna move to here. We're gonna go... Nope, not attack, sorry. We're gonna go first aid on the archer. And then we're gonna face this way. Okay. And we're in a spot over here where there's no plant life. So hopefully that'll help protect us from the worst of the fire. Alright, so move all the way over to here. And then, I guess face this way? I don't know. That's a tough one. It's hard to know exactly what the situation's going to be. You unfortunately have too much health to be killed. I can go over here, and we probably will get another point of unnerve on you, but it won't do anything. So instead I run to here, get healed. Yeah, I think that's the best I could have done. And they can still get the kill, but they at least have to spend multiple attacks on it. Wow, 58. Oh, you know what? I didn't look to see how much plant life was in the space, I guess. Can we move, like... Yeah, I want to go way into the back here. I'll try to keep the melee guy off of me for a second. So let's create a healing space. This is still... And I stood on a big bush. That was stupid. I was thinking too much about that. Let's just flee home. I don't think we're going to be able to get to that memory. I think that memory is further away than I thought it was. So Nettle is now a Goblin 4, and has some memories stored up. And do we want to do an Evolve again? I guess probably not. Probably what I want is a Woods Witch. So yeah, we'll let Nettle remain a Goblin. I should still probably spend a skill point, though. So we maxed out First Aid. What's next? Is it another Anesthetize? Nettle has ranged attacks, and so is less likely to need an Anesthetize. Is less likely to need an action. That said, we definitely see it happen. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. And you are gonna be more of a rogue type guy. Yeah. And Nyx should probably pick up that fire arrow because it seems great. What is this one? Poison. 1 damage per 5 ticks. Causes a little bit of plant growth. And then I'm still not 100% clear on that icon, because I had theorized that maybe it meant that it changed the elevation somewhat on the grenades. But I don't think that's actually what it is. It does say -2. And the grenade sure does cause a hole in the ground. But there's no way that shooting someone with a fire arrow raises their elevation, so I'm clearly not understanding what that is correctly. Boy, Salvo seems like it might be good too, huh? And when we have unspent skill points, they just give us bonus damage? I think we're gonna pick up the fire shot, but that's interesting. It's interesting that there's a benefit to not necessarily always cashing in. Alright, is that Hork? It didn't seem like it was so far away from over there. Well, I mean, let's go see, right? We have all this boat. And from this far away, it looks like it's close to the coast, but, you know, it can be a little hard to tell at a distance. So is that what this, like that big plume of smoke indicates a town, maybe? No, that plume of, the thing that looks like a plume of smoke is not coming from what looks like the town. Interesting. Also, it is a big plume of smoke. Yeah, man, I really like it when a game does something a little bit different with its visuals. I'm trying not to just, like, say the same things over and over again, but I am really digging this. Although the undulation of the land as you approach does sometimes create a weird effect where buildings are floating in the sky. Wow, 400 XP. Okay, so we found a real proper town. This is cool. A horde, a map of the area, the town Dyer. Maybe we could pick up some cool new color customizations. And a spot to rest if we wanted to rest. I don't know if we will. And just like people, just friendly people. Hello! Hello, friends. I have no way of interacting with you. I was not given verbs. My mother did not teach me verbs as a child. Okay. So, indications of nearby camping spots. I don't know what these are. Can I... That's definitely not that. Huh. I don't know exactly where we are on this. Alright. Oh, I can talk to you, though. Ah, did you see Ren's face when I asked if he still thought Royal was a coward? Yeah, Ria, you have a rotten sense of humor. Maybe I could have let it slide if they said they didn't didn't repeat themselves. Do you think Bear and the others will frown on roughing up Ren? Ren offered an insult to Royal, and so they're gonna fight. Ordinary things in the course of life in Hork. It's beneath their notice. Oh, what if jokes and fights can't make this ordinary? Huh, I'm assuming that what he means by can't make this ordinary is he's talking about, like, the what if we can't, in this horrific situation with all the spooky fog, just continue leading our ordinary lives. Who sent you? What do you know, Well, careful with the goods. Lump, the Horde Keeper. You are familial with Hork. Hork is, like, fine with us. They think we're fine. So... we definitely have a bunch of rough round stones. Each one of these that we give you gives us a little bit of rep, and then do we just pay reputation straight up to take stuff? Yo, 318. Some of this stuff's real good. 1114. Do we have any sense of what the cost of one of these things will be? Plus one move, plus pull, plus earth. We still don't really know what plus earth means. Man, some of these are really interesting. So it doesn't... okay, down in the bottom right, it shows. Take for 500, but it won't let me. Huh, we do have 500. The Ember is 2,000. So everything we have... oh no, not everything. I was going to say everything we have seems to be the same. The Shiny Bauble is definitely more valuable. Well, I do just have a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like we should drop off some of this stuff. What do we definitely not need? Like, I'm not wild about the blueberry. The acorns are terrible. We'll just, you know, we'll get real friendly here. Flat, wide stones don't seem to exist for any reason except to give all. Yeah, the Feyweed we will definitely hold on to. Marigold seems not useful. Maybe I'm going to end up finding out that I should have been trading these in a very different way, but, you know, if it happens, it happens. Listen, we can go find more plants. I'm not concerned about that. We have a lot of stuff. That's basically 1-5. I'm kind of curious what happens if we fill this bar all the way. Here, have my sage and some rosemary. This bay laurel. We're not going to get there right now. but we can come back. We can go gather more stuff and come back. 2-0 seems pretty bad. Yeah, especially when we have Juniper. So you can have that, and... what are the odds that we need any of this stuff? We probably don't need Matter Root. I'm going to keep some things that have attack on them just so we can swap stuff around. Alright, we have contributed much to the Town Horde. Hopefully this will have value in the long run. What's your deal? Lean too close and get your fur in the pot and I'll have your heads. I would never adulterate the supply here. So... we have to put in a Mordant and 3 dyes. And, I mean... oh, I don't want to put in... I mean, maybe I want to put in 2 Junipers. Who knows? As a Mordant, iron tends to darken and gray colors. So... that's particularly used. Juniper is all over the archipelago. Its ashes can be used as a binding Mordant. Can be used to dye fabrics reddish orange. So, okay. We do that and it produces a dye, and then we can put it on somebody? But this seems like a color we already had access to, right? Willow, get dyed pretty much the color you already were. Oh, it's... yeah, it's not much of a change for Willow. I was just kind of curious if it would change much else. But no, it seems to have just been the clothing color. So presumably we will be able to get some other colors, some stuff that's not on our normal color palette, but we'll have to find some things. I bet blueberries will help us make things blue. So many herbs, berries, roots, mushrooms, and other trinkets can be used in the dyeing process. Be thoughtful when mixing and take notes about what works and what doesn't, because once you've mixed a blend, you'll either have to use it or toss it. Can't turn dyes back into blueberries. Yeah, maybe we should collect some blueberries for the purpose of turning someone blue. Just because that's a different... oh, hey, a bird's nest. That seems very valuable. Just because, you know, right now we have access to a pretty small range of colors, and our guys are looking a little bit similar. What a strange type of nest. Okay. So now that we have 2 birds... we can get higher up, and we can get further away from our goblins, I think? Yeah, seems like it might be. Okay, let's go gather some more stuff, I guess. So the plume of smoke coming up isn't the place where we can rest, either. Let's go have a look at it. It's probably just like a, you know, a totally cosmetic fire pit or something. But I think it's worth investigating. So we got some thyme, which it looks like is kind of a purplish flower. Might matter for the purposes of dyeing. How's everybody doing? This is weird. Just a guy squatting next to a tree in full view of everyone. Pants on, worth noting. I guess this is where they're storing their meats. Are you the butcher? Have you ever wondered what goblins are thinking when we catch them and bring them back to Hork? Well, I'd guess they're afraid and praying for a spirit to intervene. Maybe if they knew the good they were doing for Hork. Maybe they'd feel different if we told them how our house has grown. What are you saying? You think they'd feel warm and fuzzy if they knew that their sacrifice helps us get drunk and fight every night? Okay, fine. Hork is a rowdy mess, but what if we were, I don't know, uniting the whole archipelago under Hork? If someone ate me, then revived all the wonders of the Age of Fairy, I'd still be a gooey mess in their belly. There's no glory in that. Okay, so apparently these people capture goblins and bring them back here and then eat them. Despite being goblins themselves, which seems like not a great move. Okay, so this is coming from this is like their smoking hut, I guess. I do not feel safe resting here, that's what I'll say. Also, if anything, we're further away from that memory we were hunting. So I do not feel like it is a good idea to set our home to Hork, for a large variety of reasons. And in fact, I think maybe we've gotten the value that we're going to get out of Hork. So let's see, there's something going on over there. We could just get back on that fragmentary memory thing. It does seem like the only indication of where we might be intended to go. So let's see. If this is the town where we started, can I match... Like, this island's a pretty weird shape. Can I match this to the shoreline anywhere? Let's see, we got off of this island and we went... Ah, bloody hell. No, not really, is the answer to that question. Could be this, maybe? Maybe. It's hard to tell. Without being able to zoom in, it's definitely tough to tell. Alright, well, it doesn't much matter at the moment, I think, anyway. Alright, I do think that the fragmentary memory is probably an indication of where we are supposed to be going. I'm getting all sidetracked here, because exploration is fun, but let's try to head back in that direction. It was nice to find a town and get a little bit of a look at how towns work. Yo, okay. Very worrying. Very worrying. Clouds just rising out of the ocean right in front of us. Also, all of these sort of lines just moving on the horizon. I'm sure it's fog and mirage, right? But it does make me a little bit nervous. It feels like it could be sea monsters, and I just don't feel great necessarily about sea monsters. Okay, as we draw closer, it resolves into shoreline. Okay, that's just an ember. We can probably do this. Probably earn ourselves some nettle. Or sorry, that's not nettle. That's herbs that Nettle wants to pick up. Nettle is the name of a person in our party. I apparently keep forgetting. Alright, so we get to go first. There are no points of plants in most of their spaces. So unfortunately they're close to plants, but we're not going to be able to get a big explosive fire arrow or anything. So who do we want to go first? Obviously there's a pretty solid grenade available here. So we could have Pascal lead. Wait, sorry, Quinn... We want Quinn to be able to get backstabbed, so I'm actually going to have Quinn be over here, in the hopes of being able to use these guys to turn some of the enemies this way, so that we can get some strangles. Yeah, so who's the person who's going first? I'm just going to have it be Pascal. We're going to throw a great big grenade, and I'm probably not going to be able to get any... Yeah, I'm going to have to run straight at them. So, no unnerve or anything, but we'll be able to put up a bunch of damage at least. And then 3 of them will get turns. Man, we sure are... I feel outnumbered. Maybe first should actually be somebody with, like Nettle. Somebody with an anesthetize. We anesthetize Pascal, and then we do stuff from there. Let's try that. Because getting that promote up, I think, is actually pretty valuable. And then Nettle can... Oh, jeez. What's the safe thing to do here? I'm going to run this way. Yeah. This is where I will hide. Ouch. Man, 50 damage. Alright, well sadly that promote didn't really do anything, because it didn't happen until we were already next in the turn order. I could just flex. It's going to create a little plant life in my space, which is maybe not entirely ideal. But I can't run forward far enough to grenade any of the archers over there anyway. I'm going to do it. I guess, actually, let's do it away from people. Let's move up first. Where does it make sense to be? I guess this is fine. We'll just spend a minute flexing. This way I can... Nope, never mind. I was going to say I can tank some damage from these archers while also promoting. Man, all of their archers hit so insanely hard. I wish I could shoot for 50. I need better gear, you know? So, you're gonna move to here and start working on... See, that one over there in the corner is completely inaccessible. This would not be a terrible time to start working toward, like, a kill on that guy. Because our dude will heal. But the enemies will not. This guy is standing in a space that has 9 points of plant life. So if we shoot here, we're actually going to do a lot of damage. Right? If I understand how this works. It seems like I don't. We did clear all the points of plant life. Maybe you have to wait until there's been enough growth? Clearly not fully grasping how to use plant as fire fuel. But we are gonna at least finish this off. Yeah, man. They do a lot of damage. Alright, Spot is... Let's see, bumping these guys back in the turn order is becoming actually relevant. Maybe move to here and throw a grenade there. No, I think I just want to punch this this archer. We want the greater damage value. Okay, that unnerve doesn't matter at all. And now Quinn has a lethal grenade for you. Oh no, sorry. Quinn, not Pascal, not yet. Well, Quinn actually is in like a terrible position. This is really not working. I guess we just do this and bump you down a turn? Quinn's gonna die here. Because this thing's just gonna do its pulse. Oh, interesting. What a bad move. Why not just pulse where you already were, right? I guess he's trying not to do damage to his friends, but... I don't know that it changes the number of hits it's going to take for us to kill any of them. Okay, so the grenade is 32 damage. I should probably do it, right? Like, move to here, and then throw the grenade here. The double unnerve won't actually change the turn order. Well, I guess actually it kind of depends on how the effects are ordered. If this guy dies, and then this guy gets bumped back 2 spaces, he'll be behind Nyx. Okay, no, it doesn't work like that. The unnerve applies first, then deaths. But, you know, he's later in that pack of enemies, and that'll mean, like, future unnerves will be more effective at least. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. He got unnerved all to hell. So... How much health do you have? 54? Okay. We can just kill you. So we get this shot followed by our other archer. Alright, and now it's just a classic 3v4, which I think is actually pretty bad. It's like a pretty bad situation. But we do have the extremely tough knight, who is still flexed. He is still pulsing health. Oof, he's also getting unnerved quite consistently. Alright, well, he'll finally get a turn. So, we gotta do some cleanup here. You need to carefully move to a position where you can get a kill without moving through any healing. How much health does this thing have? Still 125. It doesn't actually do very good damage. Ugh, its positioning is a real problem, though. I guess I'm gonna strangle it. And then move one space. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. Alright, let's just super grenade you, and then... Oh no, I can't actually make it to any of the healing. Okay, so our knight's just dead. Unless the enemy chooses to attack the archers instead. Nope. Yep, and of course that unnerve works. Well... Yeah, we're just dead. It was too many enemies, too many ranged attacks, too much solid unnerving going on. You do get to strangle a guy though. That's pretty fun. This is gonna kill me. But I actually don't have a I could shoot you instead. I'm gonna do that. Okay, and see, it didn't start a fire in the tile. Maybe there's too much moisture? I'll try to keep an eye on... Next time we see the enemies start a fire, I'll try to keep an eye on whether or not they do it in a tile that has a lot of moisture. Alright, so Willow can kill the Ember and then heal. Which spot do I want to move to? I mean, I'm going to have 81 total health, which might mean that I can't even survive, right? So you have a damage bonus against low targets, as do you. I need to not go low. I think actually I moved to right here and just stay put. Because if I let them have a damage bonus, then I'm definitely dead. That's a real shame that you have 65 health. I don't really have a way of... Oh, no, never mind. I have 34 damage, not 32. I could anesthetize self and then go for more healing and hope to just ride the promote. I don't think that's right. I'm very nervous about moving in, getting super damaged by this guy, and then also making myself close enough for that guy to attack. So I think I'm just going to step up here. Alright. So we do get the kill, but I don't get to end my turn on the healing. Going to be able to... No, you're not going to be able to get in range. But I can. So I run through the heal. It's not really a lot of healing, though. Well, it's fine. I have just enough damage to kill you, actually. Alright, well that was super close. Yo, check out this glass pendant. Alright, we definitely need to change up our gear a little bit here. But first, why not pick up this Dyer's Maze Gill? What does that even mean? Alright, even more grenades. Always more grenades. And Willow... Yeah, Willow picks this up, and I think I want to leave Willow as a goblin for a minute here. My hope is that we'll be able to carry... we'll be able to carry over the most advanced version of Song that we learn. So I'm going to go to Canticle 2, and then we're going to upgrade Willow's class. And hopefully be able to carry Canticle over in the attack slot, or in the memory slot. Do we want a close range attack on Willow, or do we want... It's probably poison's better? Yeah, hard to know. Hard to know, because it's hard to know exactly what kind of situations we're going to find ourselves in. So where am I relative to where I was going? I got all turned around. Where even is the... Oh, there it is. The indicator for it is so small. Alright, well, I guess that's approximately the direction we're headed in, but... we probably ought to stop here for right now. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, I swear we're just going to make progress in the one direction. And we'll see you then.